Morning, children. This is your teacher, Nafisa Edenwala. Welcome you all to English session of K-Tech High School and Junior College. Today, children, we will continue with our topic on figures of speech. In the previous lecture, children, we did few figure of speech like simile, metaphor, personification, alliteration, repetition. And by now, you must have got what is figure of speech, right? That is figurative language. Where it is used, why, we all know that it is used by writers, poet, dramatists. It's a beautiful language, it's a decorative language, and the message conveyed through it is very effective, quick, vivid, in which a mental picture is created. I hope you all have recapitulated what we did in the previous session. Now, with the figure of speech that we did. Short recap. First, we did simile. In a simile, there is a direct comparison between something or someone with the use of words like as, like, and so. In metaphor, there is indirect comparison without the word as, like, and so. But the keywords I told you is, right? But there was also one word called are, was, and were. Now, is, when your subject is singular, we use is. When a subject is plural, are is used while comparing with the other object or someone. Similarly, if your sentence is in past tense and if your subject is singular, was is used and subject are plural while comparing, and in sentences of past tense we use were. That are the keywords, children. Now we shift on to next one, that is personification. Personification, the figure of speech is the one non-living object is given a quality of being living, that is human qualities of dancing, singing, screaming, howling, right? Then we did repetition and alliteration. Wonderful figure of speech, those were very easy to understand. Repetition was a figure of speech where a word or a group of words is repeated again and again to create a rhythmic effect, right? And in alliteration, the sound of particular letter is repeated to give a musical effect. So that is what we did in the previous lecture. And today we are going to do 4 more figure of speech, that is hyperbole, apostrophe, oxymoron, and onomatopoeia. Now these are also beautiful like the previous one we did. Let's get started, children. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is a figure of speech where the idea is exaggerated. Means बढ़ा चढ़ा के बोलना. It's an overstate. कोई भी चीज बहुत बढ़ा चढ़ा के. The river of blood flooded in the battlefield. Now, is it possible in a battlefield there can be a river of blood? No. It means there was a lot of bloodshed during war in the battlefield. There were many people were killed. So that is what it means. But the idea was exaggerated, and that figure of speech we call it as hyperbole. Some more example. You are brighter than the shiniest star. Can anybody be bright or than a star? So it is again exaggeration. Next one. Her brain is the size of a pea. This is also exaggeration. Can anyone have a brain which is the size of a pea? Pea means what? Mutton. Not possible. So it is exaggeration. Now, apostrophe. The apostrophe is an exclamatory figure of speech. Usually, it occurs in poems, and one another unique quality of apostrophe is it is addressed to an abstract thing which is not present, object or anything which is not present, and it seems to be we are talking. It is you're addressing means you're talking. That is the peculiarity or uniqueness of apostrophe. An abstract thing or a person which is not present at that particular moment, and it seems to be you're addressing them or talking to them. Thinking that that person is present. Okay? Life, I cannot understand you. Is life existing? No, you in front of you. But it's an abstract idea, but it seems that we are talking to a life. Why don't you ever work, you stupid computer? This is also figure of speech apostrophe with exclamatory sign. Computer is what? Inanimate, and as if you're talking to that person. Addressing. Addressing means talking or telling something. Blow, wind, blow. Here, you're addressing whom? Wind, to blow. Which is again abstract. You can't see it, but you can feel it, right? So this is apostrophe. This is a beautiful one, children. Oxymoron. There are two contradictory words in the oxymoron. That means opposites. They are very, very effective, especially with titles. It adds a dramatic effect and it has also a comedic effect. And it adds flavor to the speech. I don't think so, oxymoron, but entire topic, children, figure of speech adds flavor to your language, without which your language is incomplete or tasteless. Isn't it? These are so beautiful figure of speech. It beautifies the language. Okay, so move on with the example of oxymoron with two opposite words. Let's see how it is creating a comedic effect. It is an open secret. Isn't it a comedic? If something is open, it cannot remain a secret. And if it is a secret, it cannot be open, right? All politicians agreed to disagree. All politicians agreed to disagree. If you agree, you can't disagree. And if you disagree, you can't agree. Agreed to disagree. They all agreed that we will disagree to particular decision. So two opposite ideas are here, and it makes us laugh, right? Comedic effect. He is clearly confused, right? If you're clear, how can you be confused? If you're confused, you can't be clear with your decision, right? He is clearly confused in his decision. Very beautiful one. Onomatopoeia. A word which imitates a natural sound of thing. It is a word which is a sound of that thing. Means a sound produced by something which has a musical effect. Example, buzzing bee flew away. When a bee enters our house and it is flying around, what sound it makes? You all know that. Bzzz, right? So that sound is onomatopoeia. The large dog said, "Bhow bhow." Right? How does a dog bark? "Bhow bhow." The snake slithered and hissed. When a snake is moving, it makes a particular sound of like this. When it's a reptile, right? Now, this is a trick where you can remember this figure of speech I have brought for you specially. It is acrostic. Finally, we are going to remember the figure of speech, in which you will never ever forget this 9 figure of speech throughout your 10th standard, I would say. I would say throughout your life. Shampoo. S stands for simile. H stands for hyperbole. A stands for apostrophe. M stands for metaphor. P stands for personification. O stands for oxymoron. Another O stands for onomatopoeia. Now, other two we forgot. It is easy to remember, right? The one in black we did, repetition and alliteration. Yes. Now, let's do the definition. Hyperbole. Hyper exaggerated. Bold say statement. Bold say statement. Hyperbole is an overstatement or exaggeration. In hyperbole, a statement is made emphatic by overstatements. Means the same thing vara chara ke kehna. She wept an ocean of tears. Second example, why man, if the rivers were dry, I am able to fill it with tears. And can anybody fill a dry river with tears? Exaggerated statement. It is called hyperbole. Next definition, apostrophe. An apostrophe is direct address to a dead or an absent or a personified object or idea. Oh God, please help me. It's an abstract. Can you see God? No. Oh liberty, what crime have been committed in your name? Liberty is one of your rights, right? Equality, liberty, and fraternity. So, in the name of liberty, many crimes take place. So, it is addressed to direct liberty. It is an abstract thing. Oh, life, I shall find you somewhere. Again, life is abstract. And see, it is all with exclamation, and sometimes there is comma, but comma means a kind of exclamation. Oh God, guide us towards our destination. Again, God is an abstract, and you are addressing a God to guide you to the destination. Oxymoron, it is a deliberate combination of two words that seem to mean opposite of each other. My life is open secret. If it is open, it cannot be secret. If it's a secret, it cannot be open. She is a wisest fool. If a person is wise, he or she cannot be full. And if he or she is full, she or he cannot be wise. Life is full of aching joys. Life is full of aching joy. If it is painful, aching means painful, it cannot be full of joy. And if it is joy, it is filled with joy, it cannot be aching. Now we shift on to onomatopoeia. It is a figure of speech in which sound suggests its sense and meaning. In this figure of speech, sound plays a very important role. Example, the aeroplane is zooming in the sky. That zooming off, that particular sound aeroplane makes. The open window shuts with a bang. It is time to jingle tinkle. This particular, say, jingle tinkle. The loose house sheet clatter and clang, clatter and clang. House sheet means roof of the house. Now let's move on to some exercise. I have already done for you all. So I'm just going to read it as you all know and find out why it is a figure of speech particularly. The righteous shall flourish as a palm tree. As is there, so it is a simile. Righteous means a right person. Flourishes like a palm tree which flourishes, which is evergreen. Life is as tedious as twice old tale. Life is compared to a tedious as twice told tale. Matlab story. Very, very difficult. Tedious means difficult. Camel is the ship of desert. Metaphor is the word. The subject is in a singular form. And the tense is present. So we use is. Variety is the spice of life. Again, is there. Variety is compared to spice. Metaphor. Pride God fought on horseback, grand and gay. Personification. Pride is given a human quality of traveling on a horseback, which is grand and gay. O solitude, where the charm that sages have seen in the thy face. Thy is archaic word, you. Apostrophe, you don't need to do that. It's you're addressing directly to an abstract idea, solitude. Death lays his icy hand on the kings. Death, again, it is a personification. Death is given a quality of being a human, of laying an icy hand. That means when a person dies, his body becomes very, very cold. So it feels that death has made the person body cool by laying its hands, which are very cold, icy hands. Means suppose if you put few minutes your hand in the freezer and you put it in your cheeks, oh my god, it's so cold, chilling. So that is given here a quality of a human being, personification. Why man? If the rivers were dry, I'm able to fill with tears. It's a bold statement and exaggerated. We have already done this in our example. Oh Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in 12. Again, it's a statement from one of the play of Shakespeare, Hamlet. So again, it is not abstracting and it is being addressed. Next, this is a worksheet I wanted to give you for homework, but still I, I gave you the answers. So you just need to copy this exercise, but you need to revise. Sentence number 1. The night is as dark as black stone. Again, it is Camilla. Camilla is a ship of desert. Oh, that, where is your sting? Apostrophe. David is as noble as his father. Simile. I heard the humming of the bees. Onomatopoeia. Experience is the best teacher. It is personification. Not to speak about the crane, even I can pick up 1,000 kilos weight by my hand. Hyperbole. Life is bittersweet. Oxymoron. Grunt, grunt goes the hog. Onomatopoeia. The trees are our friends who protect us. Personification. She cried oceans of tears. Hyperbole. The blanket is as white as snow. Simile. We are alone together. Oxymoron. That means if you are alone, you cannot be together. She is a cuckoo. Metaphor. This is an open secret. Oxymoron. The sun is playing hide and seek with the clouds. Children play hide and seek. So sun is given a human quality. Personification. Gloria glared at the glasses. Go sound is repeated. Alliteration. Soldiers were a lion in the fight. Metaphor. Were, plural, past tense. This watch must have cost millions of dollars. Exaggerated, hyperbole. And soldiers fought like a lion. Simile. So I wanted to give you this as an exercise, but I've already given answers. So please, please write down in your notebook very neatly. Now, few more examples. Richard fought like a lion. Simile. Richard was a lion in a fight. Metaphor. Death lays his icy hand on a king. Yes. Personification we have done in definition also this. The sun is like a ball of fire. Simile. The flames ate hungrily. The flames ate hungrily at the wood. Flame is given a quality of eating. Personification. The wind screamed and howled. Personification. A doctor has to be cruel to be kind. Oxymoron. O solitude, where are all the charms that sages have seen in thy face? Apostrophe. If rivers were dry, I am ready to fill it with tears is hyperbole. Some more children for you all. Isn't it getting very interesting? Yes. To believe is to see angels dancing among the clouds. Personification. Life is a gift. Metaphor. I have told you millions of times to clean your room. Hyperbole. Exaggerated statement or a bold statement. The gong sounds 10. Onomatopoeia. He is regularly irregular. Oxymoron. My problem is like a huge banyan tree. Simile. Life. I know what thou art. Apostrophe. I saw 10,000 daffodils at a glance. Hyperbole. I wonder where women are heading. Were, W sound. W sound, voice repeated. Alliteration. Merry-go-round goes round and round. Round is repeated. It is repetition. I hope, children, you all enjoyed. I'm going to give you this definitions also in notes, and I have also discussed this in video. Please write down entire grammar. This is really going to help you up till 10th standard. Maintain your books, children. Love you all. See you in the next session with new topic. Stay safe and healthy. Have a nice day, children.